Hi, so I wanted to round up this little series of videos by trying to demonstrate how metaphysical realism is related to our understanding of human freedom and human behavior. Because in a sense, when we consider human behavior, we often do something which is very similar and analogous to what the metaphysical realist does. So in the natural world, when we look for the explanation of a particular percept, uh, Steiner is pointing out that the corresponding concept is a sufficient explanation to the reality of the thing. But what the metaphysical realist does is that he or she is unsatisfied with the sufficient concept for the particular percept and seeks to find the explanation for the percept in a metaphysical beyond, outside of our experience. But of course, what the metaphysical realist is then forced to do is to fill the content of this beyond with something that they borrow from experience. So they fill the content of the beyond with absolute mind or absolute matter. Mind and matter, of course, are just instances of the world we experience. And the metaphysical realist is shutting their eyes to the fact that they're doing this borrowing. Now, where this correlates and where this is analogous to our understanding of human behavior is that when we seek to understand human behavior, we're not satisfied with the conceptual or the ideal element being a sufficient reason for human behavior. And so we look for the causes of human will in something else. But now, whenever somebody does this, it's very insightful to pay attention to how they describe these causes, because they inevitably end up describing these causes in terms of concepts and ideas. So just as the metaphysical realist is borrowing an instance of experience and projecting it into the metaphysical beyond, so too is the psychologist trying to understand human behavior, taking a particular instance of experience, namely a concept or idea, and elevating it above all other concepts and ideas, and giving it the privileged position of determining human behavior in general. So, for example, the evolutionary psychologist will take the concept of survival, now the concept of survival is a concept among many other concepts which might influence my behavior. But the evolutionary psychologist is projecting this concept into a privileged position of determining my behavior in general. And even if I say, no, I'm not acting out of a wish for survival, I'm acting out of the ideal for, I don't know, fair play, the evolutionary psychologist will say, yes, but at the end of the day, it's your survival which is determining your choice for acting fair in a sense that is fair play. Now again, it's up to us to decide that a concept or idea is a sufficient explanation as to a person's behavior. And we can continue, as the metaphysical realist continues, to project a metaphysical beyond causing our behavior, and we can continue selecting arbitrary concepts out of the world of concepts that are open to us all every day, and putting one or two of these in the privileged position of being the cause of all our behavior. Or we can recognize that this is just kicking the can down the hill, and that ultimately, in any case, because we're saying a particular concept, i.e. survival, has the power to determine human behavior, we're already conceding the fact that concepts and ideas have a power to determine our behavior. But of course, in conceding that, then we should realize that thought itself has the power to determine itself. And if we accept that, then we have to accept that freedom is established, freedom is won, because something that determines itself is necessarily free by definition. Okay, so I'm going to wrap that up there. That hopefully shows how the habit of this assuming a metaphysical beyond or ultimate cause for the world, this habit continues into our understanding of human behavior, and we repeat the same kind of fallacy that the metaphysical realist does. And what Steiner is getting us and inviting us to do is to jettison this idea of a metaphysical cause for everything and realize that the causes for the world are in this world itself, this world of experience. Everything that we experience through perceiving and through thinking is sufficient for explaining the world. And likewise, it is sufficient for explaining human behavior. If somebody claims that somebody else's act is not done out of freedom, then they have to point to a specific percept or concept that is determining this person. They can't point to something outside the realm of percepts and concepts. So, yes, I think I'll leave it there. I hope that's interesting. Thanks for watching.